Hello everyone, my name is Gitanjali Singh and I am currently interning at Lexis and Company, and the topic for today's video is restitution of conjugal rights. Now this concept comes into place when one spouse denies any of the marital rights to the other spouse. Now for example, if a husband denies his wife to stay with him under the same roof, it is the violation of conjugal rights. Now to introduce this topic, it is well said that among Hindus, marriage is the most sacred bond in which two persons who are duly wedded have religious and marital responsibilities. One of the major responsibilities of the couple is that the both should cohabit. Now, but as a marriage is the bond of two persons, it is possible that both of them have different responses and one does not like the behavior of another person. It is obvious that one cannot force upon to another. Now, in this case, one of the spouse may start living separate and withdraw from society of other or with or any valid ground. Now, due to these circumstances, the Hindu Marriage Act of 1955 provides for the restitution of conjugal rights under Section 9. Now, a party who wants the other person to fulfill his or her conjugal duties towards him or herself in Hindu marriage may file a complaint in the court under the section of Section 9 of Hindu Marriage Act, and for the parties who is not performing his or her duties, the court may direct that party to fulfill the conjugal duties in marriages if a valid purpose is not satisfied, and to come back to him and reason their marriage. Now, the concept of restitution of conjugal rights is like in Hindu religion, marriage is performed by following certain ceremonies and rites, and these ceremonies put responsibilities and obligation on both the wife and husband equally, which are very important to be fulfilled to keep a bond, that is marriage. Now, these responsibilities are to be fulfilled by both the spouses in relation to each other and to carry forward their marriage. Now, some of the important conjugal rights include both should cohabit and beget a child and development of household, and therefore etc. Now, therefore, restitution of conjugal rights means that the recompense of such rights which are originated from Hindu rights and fulfillment of those only. Now, in old times, there was no law regarding to the constitution restitution of this conjugal rights, and it was first introduced in Jewish law after the independence. The Hindu Marriage Act was introduced in which such treatment or relief is specified under section of the Act as a statutory sponsorship. Some judicial proceedings in the case of Ranjana Kejriwal versus Vinod Kumar Kejriwal, a petition was filed by wife stating that the husband was married at the time of marriage and the court dismissed the plea on the ground that marriage is not licit. In this, according to various judicial precedents, the petitioner can file the plea of restitution of conjugal rights under Section 9 of this Act if there is a presence of any of these following conditions, which are: spouse is not cohabitating, no rational purpose stated by the spouse for the separation, and no legitimate ground on which the order of restitution of conjugal rights can be granted. Now, in the more cases like Sushila Bai versus Prem Narayan, the court passed the order of restitution as per the requirements stated above, and in this case, the court also mentioned that some of the circumstances in which the respondent can take his or her guard in the plea filed by petitioner by another party against whom the suit was filed can claim conjugal relief against the petitioner, and as a result of some action or omissions, it is unfeasible for the respondent to cohabitate with the petitioner. There was some state of affairs of courts which, rather than passing an order, can pass an order of divorce or judicial separation under Section 13 and Section 10 of the Hindu Marriage Act respectively. Now, there are several important judgments which decides what is restitution of conjugal rights and on what ground it should be granted. And with the judgment of Kharak Singh versus State of UP, it was declared by the court that the right of life and personal liberty includes also right to privacy. And when this law was included under Hindu Marriage Act, these were the intense arguments in the parliament. And in the case of Saroj Rani versus Sudarshan, the Honorable Supreme Court revoked the order of Sarita versus Venkatesh Subbaiah and held that in the duty of legislature to invalidate the law, and Section 9 has the main purpose of bringing together the separated parties of Hindu Marriage Act and not infringe the fundamental rights of the parties. Hence, Section 9 was declared as constitutionally valid as it was challenged that it infringed the fundamental rights of our constitution. Now, the important judgments are Seema versus Rakesh Kumar, where the Supreme Court declared that if petitioner is the wife of respondent, then she will be entitled to maintenance from the respondent if the petitioner is not able to live her life to the fullest and herself. Now, to conclude the topic of restitution of conjugal rights, in Hindu law is considered to be the sacred bond, and to protect such bond in case of any insignificant misunderstanding is the main object of such law, and to help and maintaining a sound conjugal life Section 9 is really needed. But we have also discussed that how such remedy is used for the party for some hidden purpose and malified intention which is not morally acceptable, and the constitutionality of the restitution which is interpreted by judiciary occasionally. It is the husband and wife whether to accept the decree or apply for other remedies such as divorce or judicial separation, but it must remain. But the concept of Section 9 must remain at utmost. Thank you.